Hello everyone, this is Rosie. Welcome back to my channel. And first of all, before I start this video, I want to wish everyone a very happy new year filled with health and blessings. So today I just want to do a video on my fluid paints. There has been some requests, quite a few requests for this, for me to show how I do my fluid paints. So today I want to show you guys how I do them. So here's what they look like. I'm sure a lot of you have seen them. I use them a lot in my videos. I love these paints. So you will need one of these bottles, the needle point bottles. I'm running out of space, so I have to get a new storage for them. So this is what they look like, and let me just tell you what you will need, okay? So the things that I use to do my fluid paints is, today I'm going to show how to do it with the dilutions. One of the dilutions paints, I'm going to use an Arteza gouache paint, which I haven't used before to do these fluid paints, so I want to see how it comes out, and regular craft paint. And so you will need something plastic like this, measuring cup, something with a little I guess like a little curve, so you can pour in the paint into your bottle, something like this. You're gonna need your paints. You will need gel medium. I use the one that I make, which is very fluid as well. You will need alcohol. You will need some beads, small beads, and of course your bottles. So these I bought, I think I purchased these in AliExpress, but I will link the information down below for these. Also, when I first made my paints, I didn't use anything. I mainly used this one, and I was pouring it in, and the hole was very small, so yeah, it got a little messy. Let me just take one of these out. See, it's very small, so you will get messy. So what I did was, since I knew I wanted to make a few more, I purchased these funnels, and I got these in Amazon. Little metal funnels. It should make it easier. I haven't used these at all. I'm going to use them now on this video for the first time. So it fits perfect, see? So I'm going to use that. I mean, you can purchase these in Amazon. I'm going to find the link and put it down below as well if you want to purchase them. You don't need to. What I did was, in the beginning, I did something like with paper or with cardstock, even with, and I just rolled up a little piece of paper and I just put it in, and that's the way I did it. I mean, you can find a way to do it without making so much mess. So that is what you will need. Beads, either plastic, you can even use disposable cups if you don't have any of these. Your paint, some type of medium, and alcohol. Okay, so that is what I use to do my fluid paints. Now I do want to mention that I came up with this myself. I don't know if there's any videos out there that have someone doing their own fluid paints. I haven't seen any. I'm sure there probably is, because YouTube has everything, but I came up with this and I didn't see anybody else. In other words, I didn't see it somewhere else and then come up with it. I just came up with it because I wanted to see if I could make my own fluid paints, because I can't really afford those expensive ones. So this is what I came up with. So I'm gonna also wanted to mention, you will need hot water, boiled water. Oh, here she goes. Come on, Gracious, you can't disturb me today. So you will need boiled water, in other words, boiled water. And I have it already boiling, so I'm gonna get the water and then we can start the process. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with a little bit of boiled water, and this is very simple. The process is very, very simple. It doesn't take, you know, rocket science to do this. I like to take this off of it. So what I usually do is, actually, let me put the water in here, because I like to use this to mix it in. Let me just get rid of some of this water. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had to lock up my cat because she keeps trying to jump up on the desk. Okay, so like I said, I like to use this to mix in the paint. So let me see which color I want to do. I think I want to do this color. It's a very pretty color. And I think I've used Illusions paint before. Oh, this is not good. This dried up. I guess I won't be able to use this one. Let me check this one. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to use this one. Okay. Alrighty. So the Illusions paint is out of the question because they're dried up. So let me see what other paint I can use. So I'm definitely gonna use this one, and we'll try this one. And let me get another one. Okay, so maybe I can use one of these Dina Wakley mediums. Let's see what color. Not purple. Okay, we'll use this one. This is such a pretty color. This is olive. We'll use olive. Okay. Okay, that's a bummer because I really like that burgundy color from the Illusions paints, but oh well. Okay, so we use these. So I'm gonna start with this one. This is the Arteza Yellow Orchid. So what I do is I'll put the water first, and I like the water warm because it when you're blending the paint with the water, it blends really well because the water is still warm. So I'll put like 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how thick you want it. I put 4 squeeze. I'm going to use something else besides this. Use one of these. So we're going to add a little bit of water and you can add a little bit more paint if you like. I really don't, I do this by eye. I really don't measure. So I'll add a little bit more water. Just enough so that it fits in here. I think I put too much, but I'll add 2 more drops. See, and as I'm going like this, it blends in really, really well with the water because it's still warm. Okay. Then what I do, just because I feel in my head that it lost some of the binding medium, I'll add a little bit of, this is gel medium that I make for myself. It's also very fluid. And so I'll add 1, 2 scoops. not 2 scoops, I'm sorry, 2 squeezes, 2 squeezes, and then the alcohol. I know you guys are probably saying, why does she use alcohol? The alcohol is for the drying effect, also for decontamination. So the reason why I boil the water is so that to purify the water and also to kill the bacteria. Because there's a chance that if you're using just regular water from the sink, it could create bacteria. And I've heard of people that made like watercolor with the acrylics. They try to do like watercolor with the acrylics and like kind of like a fluid, I guess, but and their paints got damaged and started stinking. So do like 2 sprays. That's it. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna let me use my funnel. Oh, before you do anything with the bottle, take 2 beads, put them in, because this is gonna help it lift up when you're gonna use it again, because some of the paint goes down, and the beads help it when you're gonna shake it to lift it up. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so this one is really fluid. Like, it's very how can I say it? Watery. I like it just a little bit more thicker, because I like to use my needle bottles sometimes to write things. So just a bit thicker for me. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. May have to remove some of this paint. Okay, I'll be right back. So I'm gonna add a little bit of paint until I'm happy with the consistency. So it's not that much thicker, it's just a little bit more. Okay. Okay, and that is your fluid paint. That's such a pretty color. Okay, so now let me just clean this out and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's start with our second color. Same process. Gonna add the hot water. What you can also do, you can measure the water first. I don't measure it, but you can measure it first and see how much is going to fit in here, and then pour the water in there so that you can have the exact amount. But I don't do that. I just, like I said, I don't measure anything. I'm just doing it by eye. This is the way I do it. So the hot water, you're going to add your paint. And again, if this is, I'm just showing you how I do my fluid paints. Doesn't mean this is the right way to do it. I mean, you can do it your way. I'm not saying that my way is the only way or the right way, but I'm just showing you because I had some ladies asking me to show them how I do my fluid paint, so I just wanted, you know, to make this video. I wanted to keep my word. I told them that I would do it, but I kept delaying it. So here I am, just mixing in the paint. And some paints are a little bit thicker than others. Like the Dina Winkley is a little bit thicker, so you may have to just, you know, you see little pieces. So It'll eventually just blend in really nicely if you continue because the water is still warm. Oh, that color is so pretty. See, and this is a little bit bigger than the other one. And add just a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so that seems like it's blended okay. And just do a little bit more. I still see a few little pieces on there. Okay, I think that's good enough. So again, I'm adding my gel medium. 1, 2. Oh, my little pearl slow. And I'm adding 2 sprays of alcohol. 1, 2. Again, the alcohol that I'm using is 70%. You can use the 90%, you can use the 50%. I don't think it matters. Okay. And the alcohol does not affect the paint in any way. I use it as a drying effect because I noticed when I put it in paper and I use the heating tool, it dries up quicker. Also for the decontamination part as well. So, okay, so we're gonna put the paint in here. Okay, so this one was a little short, but that's fine. I can add a little bit more later. So we're gonna put these aside, and then when I'm done, you'll see how they look, how they test out on paper. So that's that one, and this one is Olive from Dina Winkley. Okay, so we're gonna do the third one. Let me just take everything here and wash it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're up to the third one, and this time I'm just using regular craft paint. And the regular craft paint is a little bit more fluid. It's not as thick, so you would have to use a little bit more of this type of paint. So let's start with the water. You see the water's pretty warm. It's still hot, you see that? And so I did 3 squeezes of that one. And this one blends in very easily. See that? Very, because it's a lighter type of paint. And this is Craft Smart paint. You can use any other type of craft paint, any brand. And do 3 more squeezes because I like it a little bit, especially with that paint a little bit thicker. And so I also wanted to mention that this is similar to how I do my gel medium. This right here in the bottle. I use 2 types of adhesive, and you can choose any of the 2, like your 2 best adhesives. And you're gonna boil the water the same way, and you're gonna add both adhesives to the water. You're gonna add a little bit of alcohol as well, and that's it. It's pretty much the same way. I mean, if you guys want me to do another video showing how I do my gel medium, I can do that too. But it's pretty similar to what I'm doing here. Okay, so we're gonna do 2. Let's do the gel medium first in that order. 1, 2, and 1, 2. And now let me get another bottle out. Oops, here we go, made a mess. This one got messy. I'm gonna do it little by little so that the paint goes. Okay. A little messy, but that's okay. I'm getting better at it. In the beginning I was so messy, oh my lord, such a big mess to make these little paints, but I've gotten better. Okay, so let me just clean this bottle up a little bit. Oh, actually, you know what, I forgot to put my beads in there. You can put them before or after, doesn't matter. And that is so that when the paint goes down, you can just shake it and it helps the paint lift up. And that's that. Here I forgot to put my little beads. Let me do that now. Okay. And here's a little bead in there. Okay, so that is the way I do my fluid paints. Again, if you guys want me to show how I do my gel medium, and let me just show you. Here is some of my gel medium. I actually did this like 5-6 months ago, and it was full to the top, and I keep, you know, as I'm using it and I'm using it all, I keep refilling this bottle, and it has not gotten contaminated. It doesn't smell or anything. It's still perfect, just the way I did it 5-6 months ago. So that's why the boiled water is important for the paints, and also a little bit of the alcohol. Alcohol I also put in here, very little, not a lot. And the boiled water is very important, just so that it won't create bacteria. Okay, so let me just, now we're gonna test them on paper. Let me just move all this stuff around. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. So let's see how these paints come out on this watercolor paper. So this is the yellow orchid. And this one's really fluid. You see that? If you don't want to think paint, you can use it as a watercolor as well. This one, if I wanted to write something, I would have to make it just a little bit thicker. Like if I wanted just to make lines. That's a very pretty color. And then let's try the olive. Ooh. See, it's very nice. Almost like watercolor, except they're permanent once they dry, which I love. I think that's the reason why I actually came up and made them like that, because I love the acrylic, because it stays permanent after it dries. And this is the purple, or the violet. See, that one you can probably write something with if you wanted to. It's a little thicker because I added a little bit more paint to it, so I'll probably just go back and add a little bit more to those. Let's see. See? So, I mean, it's not going to be perfect writing, but I don't need perfect writing, you know, because when you're doing mixed media, I don't always like to be perfect. I just like it to be just the way it is. I'll make it look just the way it looks. I really don't care for perfect, but I mean, if you want something, if you want to do it just to write, you would have to make it a bit thicker. Because this is it. So here it goes. We'll do that again. Yeah, it's pretty good. See? So you can write. These paints give you variety. You know, like you don't have to use your regular acrylic paints. You can use these and have some fun with them. Those colors are so pretty. They actually go very well together. See that? But I think that the purple, let me see something with the purple. Just add a little bit more, see how that looks. Yeah, you see, if you want it more darker, you can add more. Okay. So that's the way I do my fluid paints. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys can take some tips from there and make your own. I mean, you don't have to add the alcohol if you don't want to. I would suggest keeping the boiled water because that's going to help it last longer and you won't create bacteria. But the gel meeting as well, if you don't want to add the gel meeting, I add it because it helped. For me, I think it's better for my fluid paints. But you can do it your way. This is just showing you how I do mine, and you can take from it what you want, and whatever you don't want, you don't have to do it, right? So just wanted to share with you guys how I do my fluid paints, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And also, if you guys see anything in my videos that you want me to do, just send me a comment and I'll do my best to do that for you guys. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna end this video, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye.